In October of 1944, the Japanese aircraft carriers were empty. The battle for the Philippine Seas had recently occurred, and the Japanese had lost 400 aircraft. They could only field 100 more planes to divide among their carriers. But they still had their battleships, including the two massive battleships, Yamato and Musashi. These two ships were the heaviest and well-armed battleships ever built. The Yamato had 9 18.1-inch guns. The Japanese finally realized they should attack the convoy filled with American soldiers, supplies, etc., instead of the powerful US Navy. The convoy was on its way to take the Philippines, which was strategically placed so that Americans could take in leisure, cutting Japan off from vital oil supplies. While the American convoy was at the island of Leyte, the Japanese were coming from the north and south to pincer the Americans between their powerful battleships. The fleet attacking the Americans from the north made out as if they were retreating from another American fleet, then circled around to hit the Americans unopposed. Eventually, both fleets had pincered the US troops at Leyte Gulf. The battle that then occurred would become the largest naval battle in history. The commander of the destroyer USS Johnston, Ernest E. Evans, charged the Imperial forces, despite being massively outgunned. Evans' charge inspired the rest of the fleet, and soon more destroyers joined in the assault. When in range, the Johnston fired a torpedo at the Japanese heavy cruiser Kumano. The torpedo blew the front off the cruiser. Another Imperial cruiser, the Tsuchiya, stopped to help Kumano. Evans fired a second torpedo, which hit and sunk the Tsuchiya. Being attacked by heavy gunfire, torpedo fire, and with numerous planes attacking them, the Japanese started to falter. After having multiple ships sunk, and with battleships taking damage, the Japanese admiral decided to retreat. The Imperial forces lost 4 aircraft carriers, 3 battleships, 10 cruisers, 11 destroyers, and almost 14,000 Japanese lives. The American losses were notably lighter. They lost 1 light aircraft carrier, 2 escort carriers, 2 destroyers, 2 destroyer escorts, and 1,500 lives. This was the biggest battle of World War II, and the biggest in history.